And we're live. Cute puppies. 6 months old. Yeah, I'm feeling cute. Think on take a couple days off. The stress of having to produce. I'm taking control. Okay, fuck it. I need $4,000 quick, or I might lose my investment. For the best way to tackle that problem is drop back and refocus. Take care of some of the stuff I need to do here at the shop. I can big money all at once. Might sell a couple puppies too. A bare minimum, I need $2,500 yesterday to pay for a storage fee I didn't incur. Waiting for a phone call right now. And I'm getting hot on my own supply, which they say don't do. It's not like a cocaine or anything, though. It cost me $1. $1 is all I need. 4,000 of them. So I might work tomorrow. This is too late to start anything today. I slept in to 3 p.m. today. I'm on. I had to get up at 8:20. I went and got dressed and did a few things and lay down for a minute again. Fuck, you just knocked me out. I'm getting stressed out. I really am. I'm trying to build up some cash reserves to get caught up on my. I might just need to go back to trucking for a little bit if I can somehow. Even if it's just driving groceries or trash truck or something. Um, Something a little bit more secure. Not that this isn't secure, I can pretty much go out there on any given day and determine that any Wednesday I go out and it doesn't rain, I'm more likely to come back home with $350 more than I left with. I got to control my spending. I got to tell my employees I'm going to have to furlough them for a little bit. My employees, I mean workers, they're not really my employees. I employ them to do things for me, but they're not like W-2 employees. I just pay them cash. They're casual labor. They come over here and clean my yard up, and do my laundry, and do stuff for it. The thing is that I'm still here, but there's two of them, and two of them do 3 times more work than I can by myself. And I need to start focusing. They need a little bit of direction, and I really I need to be able to give them a list and trust that they can do it. I'm having to micromanage them a little bit too much, which defeats a lot of the purpose, like as in 1/3 of it, um, of them being here. I have to go out there and make sure they're working every now and then. Otherwise, they'll slack off, and they still want money. Yeah, they just stand around and talk, and yeah, well, like they used to say at McDonald's, if you can lean, you can clean. Well, they were clean to begin with. Um, Last night they came over and they finished fixing the fence. And other projects they need to finish is getting rid of this surface mold. Well, I try to focus on trying to pick a direction to go into. I need a little bit of direction. Uh, I'm trying to get it. I just got my fingers into a little bit too many pies right now. I got too many irons on the fire. I got to pick one, two, or three instead of 20. Um, I need more employees. I need more people to. Okay, I want this to go in that direction. You take it and you fly with it. You take that and you drive over that way with it. We swim over in that direction. See, it's not only is it different directions, it's different phases. I got a lot going on and things that I want to get accomplished, and I can't do it by myself. Not in one lifetime. That's the purpose of employees. And to say that it's wage theft, no, they agreed to a certain price, and that's what they decided they needed to live or push their agenda for it. If it covers their cost of living, that's not my problem. I didn't take anybody to raise. If it's extra money you need, then fine, come on over. But I ain't trying to raise nobody. Just because you're an employer doesn't mean you owe somebody a living. And these are all entry level jobs. These are all this to see how that person performs under my tutelage. And then as they perform better and start to perform more arduous and skillful tasks that provide higher returns. Being skillful doesn't mean it's going to provide a higher return. Just because you're a carpenter doesn't mean that you deserve $35 an hour. Are you producing me $75 with an hour worth of value to our customer? Are you going out there and you're, oh, I'm working balls, I'm cutting the saw. Hey, other worker. Well, no, you're not earning $35 an hour. You're earning more like $7 an hour. Now, if you're like, hey, buddy, what's going on over there? You going fishing this weekend? That's the worker that deserves $35 an hour. And that's depending if the marketplace is even there for that. Well, in this marketplace right here, at this place, I can do all these things. I can. And if you're out of work, guess what? You should be happy for any dollar you get, anyways. Any dollar. And if you have habits, well, that's means you get less. You know why? Because I don't contribute towards that type of thing. And if you want money, I'll help you make money and your extra time towards putting towards getting you clean and sober. I do not believe in that type of behavior. I don't, but I don't mind helping. And if you work like some people, yeah, I'm going to give you $60 for the day because half the time you were standing around doing nothing and bullshitting and talking on the phone to other people. Well, you aren't being productive. You're being moderately productive at best. And it's not like I don't know how to do carpentry. I can, but to me, that's a low level skill compared to the things that I need to be doing with my time. That's a low level skill. Marketing, strategizing, and implementing schemes and strategies provides more income than physical labor. What do I mean by that? Me being here at this computer, finding a festival that can earn me $12,000 in a day is more important than working under this roof that I can pay somebody else $15 an hour to do at the rate of, because these people um, think that they should be paid $500 for doing this job. This is a 25 by 12 roof. They think that they are a company. Well, I asked this person to make me drawings uh, as to how they would do this as a business proposal. As in, you propose to me as another business what you want to do and how you think this should be done, and what the materials cost, and itemize that, and make a list of all the things that I need to get to purchase for this project, and then I would have gave you $700. But this cat daddy came at me with a fucking piece of ripped paper, like an envelope that he picked up off the ground from one of my pieces of correspondence, and just made crude marks of a not even a rough drawing of what, and then made um yeah, that's not, you show me that you're not the level of responsibility and professionalism that can demand $700. You just showed me that you can command $12 an hour. Did you say, hey man, can I get a piece of your parchment paper, and then a protractor a right angle, and a compass to make you a drawing, and then charge me for the drawing. Fuck, charge me for the drawing too. Charge me $25, $50 for the drawing, even using my materials, and then it might be, I might even give you $1,000 to put this roof on. But at that rate, guess what? I want it done in less than a day, because I could have done this right here myself in less than 3 hours. He worked it out of me over the course of 3 days, 3 fucking whole days, where I had to be here micromanage him and popping my head out every now and then, make sure he's working and not just standing there smoking a cigarette with a fucking phone on the other hand, looking for other jobs. No, I want you to concentrate on my job and my job only, and nothing else. Not be looking for other jobs and calling other clients on my time. So that's why that is less important to me. Is it important to me to have a fucking roof over my head? Well, hell yeah, it is. I like that there's a roof over my head now, and it keeps the rain out of here, where I don't have to live in my commercial garage anymore, greatly diminishing or reducing the amount of expenditures necessary for my daily living. I'm not heating and cooling a 1,200 foot square space, and it's all open air. That means there's even more volume than in the house, and I don't think there's any real amount of, well, there's insulation up there, but it's bat, it's fiberglass bats, so you need to get those. That's why I hire people, so I can focus on the real money. Because anybody can be a carpenter, supply and demand. There's thousands of carpenters around here. They're begging for work, just like these people. They call me up and beg me to come over and do work for me. Well, I'm like, well, I really don't need you today, but I've got some trash and you know, I need my laundry done, I need my house cleaned up, and your disparity is what causes you to be worth less. There's so much, you're oversupplying my need for labor. I don't owe you a living. I don't owe anybody a living. No employer owes anybody a living. Let me repeat that. No employer owes you a living. You're more than free to take your time and go out in the marketplace and compete in the marketplace of goods, ideas, and services. Let me repeat that. You're more than welcome to go out and compete in the marketplace of goods, ideas, and services, just like I do. I go out with my ice cream truck and hope and pray that I don't run into another ice cream truck. Um, because then there's a price war. Well, I like being able to charge a premium. That's why the name of that particular branch of my enterprises is called Premium Ice Cream Services, because I charge a premium. I go to a place where there's a lot of people and no other competition. Matter of fact, one place I go to is where my grandfather used to talk about going to a lot, where we went there every weekend and sell bottled water. I still sell bottled water. I always carry at least bottled water. And will I keep it cold and all that? Probably not. Sometimes, a lot of times, I'll keep like 5 or 6 of them, because I never sell more than 5 or 6 in a day in the freezer, and then I sell the frozen bottled water. Well, guess what? That's $7 a bottle, and that's expensive. Go, guess what? Do you want to take away from your time, your valuable time at this attraction, to drive 14 miles back down the mountain to get a bottle of water, or are you going to drink from this potentially contaminated river where people upstream might have been shitting in it or peeing in it? Yeah, you're going to pay $7 for the bottle of water. Plus, people that they frequent these attractions, they got money. They've got huge amounts of money. Otherwise, couldn't afford to take the time off to go to this place, and the cost of everything around there is equally as well as high, including the restaurants down at the bottom of the mountain there. Pisca Fish Camp, um, Twin Dragons. I'll do another video about Twin Dragons. Its quality is significantly diminished. That's the word today. Diminished. Sorry about the glare in there. The sun is just playing right off right here. It's 5:45 in the afternoon, beginning of the sunset process. Right now, I've been waiting for my phone to charge so I can take some pictures of some items and put them on Craigslist and eBay. Um, Probably going to sell a couple of puppies too. I've been getting $1,200 for them. I don't want to part with these puppies, but saving that truck, number one, because the insurance off that could be close to $25,000, $30,000, or as low as $12,000, $14,000. And right now, I could use that. I could really use that to transform number one bay over here into a commissary. Uh, 3 compartment sinks, $3,500. Hand washing sinks, $200 or $300. Probably another $500 or $600 for plumbing. $800 for a hot water heater, a bigger one. I have a 5 gallon now. I'd rather. Um, well, the health department's going to want that bigger one, so that's another $800 or $900. And then the what is this? Oh, PVC coated fiberglass wall sheeting um, for the health department along all the walls and ceiling. Then remount the light fixtures there. Maybe even go with a different technology. I've got the long old school. I don't even know what you call those things. They're thin tubes. So, anyways, there's 12 over in that area at 80 watts each. It's like 1,000 watts. I don't think that an LED system would take nearly that much to wattage to illuminate. I'm trying to reduce my costs. You know, and then seal the concrete and install a drain. It might take a little bit of work. I'll have to drill down into the concrete and then lay down the piping, and then concrete back over that. And I'm pretty sure that's a requirement for the health department. Then I'll have my commissary. Then a small 3 compartment sink for the truck. Um, a pizza prep board because it's better than the sandwich prep board. Right, it gets colder. And, provides more constant cooling than so you can put thick cuts of meat in there. Sandwich, yeah. Sandwich prep board's not quite as effective. Um, Hand washing sink, all the plumbing for that. I have the electrics mostly installed. Um, I'm probably gonna be able to get away with the ventilation system I have. It just need to get electrified, and when the fan blade's missing, install the grill. I want to also raise the floor about 8 inches and install water tanks in that area. Rebuild the bumper slash generator cradle. Yeah, we're talking about like $8 or $9,000. Um, Plus the commissary, probably 12, $14,000, and then I'll need a couple $1,000 to run on buying foodstuffs and having fuel, paying my insurance up front, having a little bit of running money on my household expenses. Um, just like the ice cream truck, I think the taco truck will gain traction immediately the first day with the right spot. And I already have 5 or 6 locations. I never want to be in any one location except for a truck stop too long because the truck stop refreshes every day, refreshes customers every day. Versus like when you go into a community center at a high end housing development. Notice I didn't say which one because there's already a taco truck that goes there. But I think I can outclass him easily. Why? Because I'll have a better rap. He's just a poorly hand painted with spray cans and faded. Um, and also, I think I can make a better food product. No, that's not a tell. I just wrote my here. I got it. I need to get the ear hairs out. So, can I get the money on my own? I could probably do just. I could probably go renegade with this truck right here and this little Liz. I don't even know how to compute this. I could get her transform the one little freezer into a sandwich board, clip a little board and cutting board right here, and then take the top off and make some brackets and set the food pans down into the cooling area to such a point where where they're actually just being cooled to refrigeration levels versus frozen. So yeah, there's that too. So there goes my sandwich making board. To be able to quickly get all the ingredients necessary to make whatever food stuff I'm shoving out the window, and make a 3 compartment sink for my purposes because I really don't want to poison anybody. I want to be actually sanitary. I could do that probably for about less than $100 with all the plumbing and everything, and then a hand washing sink. That way, if somebody ever does come up in the back of my truck and they're an official, they're like, oh well, this taco is really good and thanks for the free food, but I'm just going to turn my head. So you're going to get a permit as soon as you get the money to outfit this a little bit better. I'll be back for my free taco tomorrow because I know how the system works, and that's fine. Or it could be like, I could write you a ticket, but you're going to have to get on my jurisdiction, and then just go away for a couple days and come back for a couple days later, or find another location and keep doing that. Now, mind you, I'm looking at making $1,000 days happen. So I'd only need like 15, 16 days of this but let's say the run and renegade to make this happen without the I just got to make something happen. Without changing anything, nothing changes. Without difference, nothing changes. You're just stuck in the same rut. And I refuse to get stuck in a rut. I refuse. And plus, I only got like 60, 70 more days of ice cream selling, anyways, in this location. And I don't have the money to travel right now. And to do things properly on my own, it's probably going to take about 25 days to get caught up on my bills and save the money I need. So I probably have to get caught up on my bills, go renegade, and then go proper, and then a second and a third truck. And well, I'm not going to tell you everything I'm going to do on here, and plus, by the time I start to elaborate and extrapolate all my plans, I might as well be doing them. And it'd be a lot easier to just write it down on a piece of paper, and not everybody needs to be privy to my ideas. Not everybody has need to know what I'm going to be doing, because you might have nefarious intent for me and follow my plans and hamstring me, or maybe even do me in. Because I know there's at least 4 or 5 people who don't like me very well. I took their income away from them after they stole over $100,000. But that's a different story. And you know who you are. And this ain't over yet. Bank records are being subpoenaed. Phone records will be subpoenaed. Possibly even yours. I know who your attorney is. I don't know if you can afford to retain him anymore. And if you're watching, I still might even have a capacity to forgive, because I refuse to let you control me with anger. And when I forgive you, you no longer have that hold on me. But in the meanwhile, you've still done damage to my reputation. You've done damage to my income. And you've done me damage to my psyche. Nobody deserves to be attacked and accused of something that they're not capable of. I don't have hatred in my soul. I never have. Kindness has always been my best weapon. Let me reiterate, since we're reiterating things. Kindness. I have always killed people with my kindness. As Confucius once said, if one merely sits by the river and contemplates peace, the body of your enemy will soon float by. I don't need to do anything. But when you attack my good reputation, your reputation is most important to me, especially in businesses I deal in. My character and my financial stability, I'm not going to come back after you physically. Legally, yes, yes. I have been done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage due to false accusations. At this point, because of the accumulative and exponential losses, every dollar that I lost now is another dollar that I could not invest into future and also exponential returns. Say, for example, I was bringing in close to $28,000 gross. My expenses were probably 9,000 a month, fuel, insurance, maintenance, truck payments. That leaves me about close to 19,000, almost $20,000 a month for easy math over the course of a year. Over a year, this event has passed by, and that's $240,000. And I was going to invest in the food trucks anyways. So I'm probably out $700,000 or $800,000 plus damage to reputation. Damage to reputation, emotional distress. That's incalculable. That's incalculable, sir. Um, Drove me to drinking. It's probably a good 6 or 7 months where I was just almost basically useless to myself and the universe. Notice the timing of that light from my eyes, that fury, because it's justified. Somebody's lies threw me into an even darker depression. Just my dad dying, and to begin with, was a horrendous event. And I keep going on sidebars. Every time I took my dad to the doctor, they stopped to remind me that my father was old and feeble and could die. I refused to believe that. I joked and says, "How dare you, sir? My father is immortal and will never perish." I never wanted to see my dad dead. I wanted to see my dad 95, 103 years old, giving me accolades for my accomplishments. And thank God we finally started seeing eye to eye. And my dad's my hero, man. Yeah, so there's that additional mental anguish. Being accused of something that I would never ever do. So, retribution, legally, not physically. I've said this and I will say it again. I will reiterate. I believe this is my third or fourth iteration of reiterating. I abhor violence. Will I handle it if it comes to me? Of course, I will always defend myself physically. I've never started a fight. I've never started a physical fist fight in my entire life, or any type of fighting, not just fists. And by the way, a closed fist is not a good way to fight. You can hit somebody in their mouth, their teeth puncture their flesh and enter your flesh and give you some type of venereal disease or AIDS, again, venereal disease, or some type of other pathogen. And then, if you physically harm somebody, even in self-defense by using your fists, they can sue you for physical damages. And what if you just by chance strike them in the wrong way, and you drive their their nose into their brain and they die? That's involuntary manslaughter. I don't want to see anybody die. Death is a horrible thing, man. Yeah, supposedly we all have to go through it, but it's no reason to rush towards it or um, wish it upon anybody else. I wish nothing but the best, even for my enemies. It's all about the moral fabric of society. If I can support the weakest of those, like people I employ, everybody gets uplifted. We should never be about tearing the top down. It should be uplifting, uplifting, uplifting up. All boats should rise. But I do digress, and that's the first time I digress in this video. I've often joked that this should be the I digress channel. So, if you're one of the parties that helped to injure me, and you have large properties and large income, and hold your reputation in esteem, I'm coming for you legally. You don't have a fucking foot to set on. Not one. You lied about the order of events, which is very crucial to my innocence. Your boyfriend pulled a gun on me first. All I did was ask him to move his vehicle so I could check on my dad. This was a setup. He took advantage of my manhood and my machismo and set me up. If you really cared about my father, you would have just come next door and knocked on the door and asked how he was doing. This was a setup. This whole thing was a setup to set me up to accuse me of something horrendous, no matter what. And the other party to that, your communications between you will be subpoenaed, um, and that's probably our reason why you deleted your Facebook. Well, guess what? Those records don't go away because the other half of the conversation is still intact. Other people have records of your conversation and communications to frame me. And you also stated in your Facebook before all this began that you would see me in court. Even more, what is this word? What is this? Mens rea. Uh, on your behalf to falsely accuse me of something because I took away your income. And I started the process of determining which one of you or all of you misappropriated funds and also I think the legal term for it is transformed or converted his wealth into physical things. And I have some of the boxes, and I also will subpoena that company's records to prove that the conversion of cash um, to goods where you sold them for pennies on the dollar to accumulate wealth. And then if you say that, well, he spent the money himself, well, guess what? You were given the power of attorney, which means that and I'm pointing with one finger, not politely, you or as a group, use, collaborated, and colluded to defraud and defund my father. Because at this point, guess what? He had already disowned you. That's why he called me and asked me to pick him up to get him away from you. As I take a few breaths to remain calm and cool, retain my composure. Because again, I refuse to let you control my emotions and keep me off balance. If I'm off balance, I can't orient myself to place the accusation where it belongs in your lap. And I have a corroborating witness that knows that you physically abused dad. And you know which one of you are, specifically two of you, out of the group of 4 or 5 people. So don't even begin to start even pretending to point your finger my way. And here's another reason why I point like this. See this? All fingers are pointing out. So I retract my pointing this earlier because then 3 fingers are pointing back at me. I have no culpability in this process except for being a hero. And I was told by another family member to be careful how I approach this situation because it could quite possibly be turned around at me and me be accused of something. Well, guess what? Jorgito, you were correct. However, there were no signs of fecal matter upon the man or maggots, as if you could have privy to the medical examiner's documents, which I will provide you at a certain time or juncture of time in the future when I'm allowed to disseminate this information. I don't think I can legally do that right now at this juncture of time. And then the last time I spoke with you, you act like that no further communication would be wanted because of the tone of your voice. Well, I'm sorry that you were given mistruths and half truths, lies, outright lies, and etc. I'm sorry you took that for correct information. And there's only one of 2 people that could have disseminated that information, or even had access to that information, and that's a sidebar. Amy Smith Levette, who might have privy to medical documents due to her law enforcement and medical communicate community connections, or the girlfriend of a friend of mine, or I should say more likely loose associate. We never were that close. His girlfriend is a medical examiner. I'm not sure if she was on this case or not. But there's a reason I ceased to communicate with you, Chris Sesser, because your questions started to become pointed to this point where I uh, ceased to believe in our friendship and that I was giving you information so you know how to help me, but that you were being an intermediary between you and your girlfriend, who might have been the medical examiner in this case, to feed information back to the prosecution. One of 2 people, or a third being Celia. um, none of which had any right to disseminate false information to third parties or fourth parties, whatever the case might be, causing my reputation to be tarnished without any fact behind this evidence. No, and if you're listening to this audio only, I just did air quotes. Um, there is no evidence to corroborate any such said accusations. None. Why? Because I've looked at the discovery of what the state has, and there was nothing. And a matter of fact, the police involved in this were so biased that they tried to call me crazy before they even saw me. All this will come to light. All of this. My reputation has been sullied, and that's one of my most valuable things in this life is my reputation, how people perceive me, because that's how they treat me is because of their perception. Am I a people pleaser? Well, all means no. I am not by any means a people pleaser. Fuck no. Either you take me as I am or not at all. I say a lot of shit people don't like all the time. Matter of fact, um, I was almost killed because of my reputation. I've received many different uh, uh, reputation because of my belief points. I expressed to a man that I didn't think that his military service did anything to protect me or serve for the free United States, and nothing in the last 200 years has. Do I appreciate your perception that you have done something? Well, fuck yeah. You joined the military because you thought you was doing something good, but the military hasn't done anything to protect the United States sovereignty or my protect my individual freedoms in the last 200 years. Gulf Wars 1 and 2, absolutely nothing to do with my freedom. Operation Freedom, nothing. World War II, absolutely nothing to do with my freedom. World War One, absolutely nothing to do with my freedom. Korean War, nothing. Vietnam, nothing. Civil War, yep, that was the last one. Yeah, I've been getting in physically in person, put a gun to my fucking head, and escorted out of the restaurant where I was in, where we were all being lively and jovial beforehand, until I was escorted away from the place. And well, now the place is out of business because they treated that one person better than all the recurring guests. Oh, because he's a regular. Well, he doesn't even fucking tip. So yeah, back to the base point. Take me as I am. I'm going to be me. But I'm a good person. I just call things as they are, and I do enjoy my good reputation. The 20 plus years of community service that I did to my community, building goodwill towards the guests of Asheville, North Carolina tourism by making balloon animals and being happy and helpful, um, being a frequenter of all the downtown dining establishments at all levels. Um, it gave me the ability to tell people, oh, what they might like or what establishment to frequent or what areas of town to maybe avoid because of criminal intent in that area. I was a and still consider myself to be a ow cramp. I'm trying to think of this word. A, ambassador for Asheville. I love Asheville. I love being there. I love the ambiance of the downtown. I love the free flow of courtesy and love and entertainment and love. And I'll do everything I can to maintain that wonderful ambiance. And I love being part of it. I love just seeing the smiles on people's faces when I hand them a balloon article or artifact. And they ingratiate me with their love because, like, wow, I can the happiness you just brought my child is immeasurable. Here's $30 for 2 minutes of my time because of the, how do you say, irreplaceable moment that I helped create between them and their child bond. And my reputation is important for that business. It's important that it not be sullied, and that's why I don't do things that would sully my reputation to make it to the point where people like, oh God, there's that skeevy balloon artist again. No, that's my living. Even if it were a mask or a facade, it's not. I'm a very genuine person. I'll wear my heart on my sleeve, man. I always have. And I don't see that as a sign of weakness. I see that as a strength, that you have the strength to stand behind who you are. And like, right here it is, baby. Read it. Take it for what you want. My love is genuine. I'll be friends with just about anybody from any social economic class, be it from the drug addict to the billionaire. I see them all as equals. Now, do I try to uplift them? Yes, because they are fallen and they do need help. Ask Aaron Grooms how many times did I taken him back in my life and him stab me in the back every time. Well, I want to change that scorpion, and the scorpion needs to change because he's hurting himself too. Or like a bee, when a bee stings you, it kills itself. Well, let's just move on now. The whole point of that diatribe is that I don't do things that are reputation staining. Oh, damn it! I didn't even get that statement out correctly. I don't do things that sully my reputation, and not just for only financial reasons. It's also that it would tend to deter people from wanting to associate with me. Am I a loner? I'm a very popular loner. I am a loner and a social butterfly. When I'm alone, I cherish my alone time. I read books and get online and take. I don't need a piece of parchment to prove I don't need to prove I know anything to anybody else. My knowledge gathering is solely for my purposes. I like having intelligent conversations about world history. I like having intelligent conversations about electrical engineering. I like having intelligent conversations about mechanical and aerospace engineering. I like to be able to take blocks of material and fashion them, hopefully sometime in the near future, into devices that can transform modes of transportation. The flying car that we've been promised. Well, let's get off on that diatribe. Let's go to that one right there. Let's put a laser focus on that. Everybody has always been enamored with this whole idea of a flying car. That's a lot of wasted energy. That's a lot of extra 3D navigation. You know what we need a flying car? 90% of the energy and involved in ground transportation is ground friction, friction between the tire and the ground. All we need is a 16th of an inch. Just need to fly the car a 16th of an inch off the ground so that there's no longer that contact patch creating all this friction. 90%. We could have automobiles that achieve 5,000 miles per gallon. We don't need electric vehicles. We just need vehicles that achieve greater efficiencies with the technology already in hand. There's a diverse amount of reasons why electrical vehicles are not the future, and one of them is efficiency, because it transforming the entire fleet of 2 billion vehicles, um, you're going to have to replace them all. Well, that's a huge amount of energy. It's better just using existing technology and existing vehicles and retrofit them. Um, Synthetic fuels using the existing motors. That would create a closed loop system for your carbon. We don't need to reinvent the wheel every time, and we don't need to manufacture everything because it's not about climate change. It's about control, and then they're going to control who's able to own these vehicles because it's extremely expensive. It will not be for the working class. So yeah, that's one part of focus. That's one mode of these dozens of things that one thing requires my attention in hundreds of directions. I need assistance. I need people to assist me in this project. I'm looking for, well, obviously, I need more facility. I need offices. Um, I need a bigger manufacturing facility. I can make a couple prototypes here on my own. But when it comes to certifying and crash worthiness, and I'll have to destroy probably a dozen or more. Well, I don't have the facilities to. All I have is room to make proof of concept with these two hands. And I can probably make 3 or 4 in a month because I'm very precise and methodical. Well, that takes longer time versus working sporadically and all over the place. That just doesn't work. There's no accountability. There's no preciseness. Uh, there's no repeatability. In manufacturing, you need repeatability. Look at me. I'm doing like my dad. I don't even have the. The painting's a little bit of a caricature of him, but yeah, his mouth wasn't that wide, and well, I guess that's to exemplify what a happy soul he was. And so I'm going to get off here and soak a read and attempt to at least make it make sound tonight. Sometime tonight. Um, I'm actually waiting for one of my employees to get here. He said he was going to come here. I should call him. I'm going to get off here. This information is proprietary. Hey, maybe that smile really was that big. Look at mine. Just remember, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. And I'm the number one. You're not. I guess that's what's always infuriated about you about me. Because every time I came home, prodigal son, it pissed you off because it drew all the attention away from you. You have a good one, brother. And I still love you. My multiple attorneys don't. And all the other four parties to this false accusation, guess what? Presenting false testimony is it's a crime. It's also a civil infraction. God bless you. Peace.